Listen to this one real quick, real dynamic. That is something I couldn't come up with, honestly. Like, that would be hard for me to come up with.
What? Welcome back to the channel. I never thought I'd be sitting here making an ad on Unison Audio, but then they berated me with 5,000 ads a week for Unison Chord Genie, MIDI Wizard, Bass Dragon, Sound Doctor, Drum Monk. Like I can't anymore. And the ads are just absolute dog shit. Like, bro, that clip you saw in the beginning is something they have in their ad. Like, imagine you're a producer who's trying to make it in the music industry. You know, you're trying to put out songs and gain respect and, you know, like, whatever. And then this Unison Audio hits you up and they're like, hey, here's this fat bag, just make a video reviewing our product. And you're basically put in this position where you're like, wow, the paycheck's really good, but I have to sit here and make a video where I'm like, yeah, you know, this average chord progression, yeah, I could not do this on my own. This would be difficult to do.
That is something I couldn't come up with, honestly. Like, that would be hard for me to come up with.
What would be difficult to do? Making a chord progression? Like, isn't that a producer's job to make chords and musical sequences? Is like, what would be hard to do? Progress in your craft? Put time and effort into your music? Is it really worth it? Is that bag really worth your credibility and respect as a producer in the industry? I don't know. That's for you to decide. I don't know. For me, no, but whatever. Today's video is basically going to be a quick rant about why I personally hate Unison Audio, and then we're going to get into some of the, I guess you could maybe call it shady stuff they're doing behind the scenes and with marketing. I wouldn't necessarily call it shady or bad. They're not like scamming people, but we'll get into that when the time comes. But basically, let's just hop into like the first couple reasons I really don't like Unison Audio. So the first time Unison ever popped on my radar as like a company that like made VSTs, because I'm pretty sure I had like a Unison sound pack at some point. But I probably still do in my library somewhere. But the first VST they ever put out that really hit my radar was Unison MIDI Wizard. And I picked it up, and so for some information as to why I would even pick something like that up, something I'll do in the studio is I'll use something like Scalar or whatever to just create a nice little MIDI pattern, you know, create some notes, and then I'll drop like 8 bars or 4 bars or whatever, and I'll have it looping, and then I'll open Serum and I'll start running sounds through the MIDI notes. And I'll start sound designing from there, right? Like whether it's Serum or Vital or whatever, like massive, whatever VST I'm using to actually create my sound, I'll just quickly make some notes, throw them into there, right? So MIDI Wizard was basically a way to, instead of like having to quickly go through, spend like 10 minutes creating like a little pattern, I could just do that. And I also just kind of wanted to see, I was like, does this actually work? Is it actually going to make shit that kind of sounds cool or whatever? And I liked the idea. I was like, okay, cool. It helps me just get into the flow of like sound design faster and whatever. Cool. So I picked it up, and I didn't necessarily hate it. I liked the idea of, oh, this is just something you can quickly just, boom, it's there, right? And so whatever, like I never really had a problem with MIDI Wizard. I was just like, okay, this is, I guess, the evolution of where music's going. Like we're incorporating AI or whatever, and realistically, like 7 out of 10 things it generates me are dog shit. So I'm not even trying to talk shit on the VST. I just, like, I would much rather create something myself if I'm actually gonna be making a song, right? But either way, the next thing I heard about was Bass Dragon, and what Bass Dragon does is it scans the song you're making and then generates you a bass line accordingly, right? And again, the idea was kind of cool because I'm like, okay, maybe there's a producer who, you know, like they're they're really good at playing out chords, or they're really good at whatever, but you know, they struggle with bass lines. And I'm like, okay, I guess whatever, right? Then I heard about Drum Monkey, and when I heard about Drum Monkey, I was like, okay, I'm gonna check this one out too, because in theory, the way they promoted it was, this is gonna basically spit you out drums that you can then edit and tweak and do whatever. And I was like, so it's like a drum machine that basically gives you like patterns, like almost like, I want to say the way like Nexus will do stuff. So I was like, fuck it, I'll fuck around and find out. And I got it, and we'll get into how I feel about having it for a while now, because I don't want to say it was falsely advertised, but that goes into like some of the shady shit they're doing. And then I heard about this Chord Genie. And I guess Chord Genie is just a new version of MIDI Wizard. I can't really tell the difference between the two, to be fully honest with you. But essentially, what every single one of Unison Audio's VSTs are, is their AI generation tools. They generate parts of music or generate things for you to use in your song. Now, at the core of it, I don't necessarily have a problem with this exactly. My problem comes when this becomes everything. This becomes how people are making music, and they're no longer learning how to design in Serum. They're no longer learning how to actually create music. They're just using entirely AI slop. So first of all, we're just gonna go into the ads. So the ads I was getting are just absolute horse shit. Like, for example, famous clip.
That is something I couldn't come up with, honestly. Like, that would be hard for me to come up with.
Basically, their whole strategy is just getting producers to be like, yeah, this is so good it should be illegal, or I couldn't come up with this. This is incredible. And it's like, okay, I'm not. We've all been in beat block. We've all had kind of an inspiration, like, you know, kind of lock, where we kind of need to hear something to kind of get, like, I've always been like, when I go into the studio, like, a lot of times I'll listen to music for like 30 minutes before I actually get to creating something, because like I want some inspiration, right? So I'm not hating on any of that. But through further research for this video, I went through and I actually found those videos of people using it and reviewing it, and something they all fucking did is they make the entire beat using Unison's fucking plugins. So they start with their MIDI Wizard or the Chord Genie, and then they go into fucking Drum Monkey, and then they go into Bass Dragon, and the whole song is just generated slop. But they're sitting there and they're like saying, and they're presenting it as if they are still creating a song. And I'm sorry, at that point, are you even really making a song? Are you making music? Because that's kind of what leads into my problem with Unison is like, we kind of already are at a point where Suno is here. There are currently artists right now who are using Suno to create songs and beats or whatever the fuck, and they are presenting it as if, yes, I made this. I'm not going to say any names or say anything rude, because she's not actually out here trying to like pursue being an artist, but she's like, yeah, no, I made this song. And I was like, oh shit, you made this song? And she's like, yeah, I AI generated it. And I was like, don't ever say you made this song again. Like, just stop. I hate that we are at a point in time where you can just be an AI prompt artist and you're like, oh yeah, look at this thing that I did. It's like, you didn't fucking do anything. As something fun to play around with, I don't necessarily have a problem with Suno or any of these AI tools. It's when you start taking credit for these things. You're like, oh yeah, well, I plugged in this and I had to spend an hour plugging in the right prompt to get the thing I liked. It's like, oh wow, you mean time that you could have invested into learning how to actually do it yourself? It's ridiculous. And that's kind of the thing with Unison Audio, is they are now presenting people with the ability to not do fucking anything at all. Like, oh, I'm going to generate my chords here, and I'm going to generate my bass here, and we're going to get into the Drum Monkey shit here. which that I'll talk about Drum Monkey for a minute. So when I picked up Drum Monkey, I thought it was kind of gonna be like, I have samples, I can do whatever. You press a button, it generates you a beat. You can only do so much to really edit that beat. Like, you can kind of change where things are, but the fucking interface is garbage. So even working with it is horrible. And then the only way to really like kind of input and get more going on the beat is to like click the generate button again and hope that it spits you out something that's kind of cool. And then it gives you an option to either export everything as a whole or export in stems, which I will say the ability to export whatever in stems is actually a cool fucking idea. But I'm gonna keep it a buck. Go into one of your sound packs and just layer out drums your fucking self. Like, what the fuck? Like, especially if you're actually gonna be editing it at that point, like, wouldn't it not be easier to just layer out a drum beat yourself? Like, and that's kind of the thing that I see with all these Unison ads, is it's just like, hey, we're gonna create this bullshit and blah 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 blah, but you can edit it and you can this, and that's one of the things that Unison tries to stress, is like, create this and then you have the freedom to go do whatever and try. And it's like, no one's gonna fucking do that, because one, your interface is actual trash, and two, anybody buying this isn't buying it for like it's either, oh, quick inspiration to build off of, or, oh, I suck at this, so I'm going to use this instead. And I'm not hating on people who are, like, for example, if you're really bad at working on bass lines and that's why you went and got Bass Dragon, okay, cool, great, awesome. But there are so many producers right now who are just going to be using all Unison shit. And as AI progresses, I feel like the ability of producers is just going to skyrocket down. And I don't know, between their aggressive fucking ad campaign and just the bare stupidity that is going to be coming out of music producers because of how much slop we're getting, I just, it's almost unforgivable. Like, just make a cool VST. But anyways, getting into more of the shady shit they've done, aside trying to falsely advertise what their VSTs can do, another thing that I have a problem with and that I've gone online to research is the way they're marketing is actually fucking ridiculous. So since I think I got MIDI Wizard when it very first came out, I get emails. If I go on my phone right now, I probably get somewhere between 20 to 45 emails a week from Unison Audio. I have unsubscribed from their email list 5 times. I still get them. And every email is like, hi Marcus, I don't normally do this, but, and it's always just like, buy this. Oh, you're an insider. You're getting a special deal. I don't give this to everybody, but you're different. And I'm like, shut up, Steven from Unison. You fucking shut the fuck up and stop emailing me. And I literally unsubscribed from the email list, and like within 10 minutes, I have another fucking email. How? Like the hounding that they do, like, I don't even know how to stop getting these emails. Like, I've literally just blocked Unison from, it all goes to spam now. But it's ridiculous, like, how aggressive they are, and like the fact that I have tried to unsubscribe from the email list, I still keep getting them. Like, I don't even know if that's legal, but whatever. Another thing is, if you go to the Unison site, peepers, no one likes Unison. It's okay. He's getting aggravated. But if you were to go to the Unison site right now and you were trying to buy something, you would immediately, as you go to checkout, be bombarded with an unskippable video about how you're an insider and how you're getting an inside deal, coercing you to buy like 4 more things. And then you're like, okay, I just want to see if, my payment went through, all this shit, cool, whatever. No, you're still not done, because you're going to go on another page where you're even more offers and even more offers and even more of shoving shit down your fucking throat trying to get you to buy shit. And then when that's done, I think there's still, like, it just keeps going. You won't even know. Like, once you've bought something, you're kind of trapped. Like, it won't let you out. Like, between whether it be unskippable videos, ridiculous pop-ups, it's like, can you just fucking chill and let me see whether or not I got the cash out pay, like if my card was declined or if it went through or what's going on? just the aggressive style of marketing that they're trying to do is actually insane. Like I said, I get like 20 to 45 emails from them a fucking week, and it's nonstop. Like, it actually doesn't fucking stop. And it's just, I don't know. Everything about Unison is the last thing I want to see in music. Like, I regret buying what I've bought from them, because I've helped this company grow, I guess, and I guess even you could argue me talking about them now is trash, like, because it's just helping them. I guess I'm giving them attention. But at the end of the day, like, from what I've heard, they are paying creators an unfathomable amount to promote their videos, and I think that looks so bad, because Unison is just such a trash company. And I personally, like I said, I don't look down on producers who are using things like chord generators or whatever. I look down on producers who are promoting this trash to the masses. Like, you are lying. You know that every one of these plugins is absolute dog shit, and you're trying to promote it as like this cool fucking thing. Or like fucking dude in the beginning of the video who I showcased, he just makes a fucking song that only consists of AI plugins, does absolutely fucking nothing to actually create or do anything, and then goes, "This is the song we made, guys. It's really fucking good. Anyways, tune in next week when I do absolutely fucking nothing." Like, I can't even call you a producer if all you're using is AI chord generation. And like, I don't know. This is more or less just a rant. And because I've been seeing this video non-stop now for, like I said, like 3 weeks. And it's not just Chord Genie. It's every single fucking Unison audio plugin under the fucking sun. And they're all just so malicious and shitty and not even that good. Like, I've never had MIDI Wizard spit me out something that I'm like, yeah, no, I'll actually just use this. Or, oh yeah, I can slightly alter this. Like, no, it's always dog shit. Like, occasionally, like, because on MIDI Wizard, it gives you between chorus or melody, right? So if I make some chords, that's normally what I'll play if I'm sound generating something, or sorry, if I'm sound designing something. And I'll just generate the chords, or maybe I'll generate a melody, and then I can fucking go into Serum and fuck around, right? And it's never like, it's more just to like hear the sound you're working on. Like, I can't stress how dog shit MIDI Wizard actually is for the most part. And I'm sure it just got a new update, because I've gotten the ad a million fucking times. I don't know what's in the update. I haven't used MIDI Wizard in so fucking long. It's just, I don't know. I hate the VSTs. All the plugins are trash. I hate what they're doing to the community, and I also just hate how, like, if you are a producer, if you're looking to get into production in any way, like, if you're getting hit with these Unison ads, you might overlook something like Serum. You might overlook something like fucking Massive. You might overlook something like Scalar. Scalar is a chord generator, but it's awesome. It teaches you notes. It teaches you how to then go out and create these chord sequences on your own. I cannot recommend Scalar enough. Scalar is everybody who's new to music or who's trying to get into like certain things. Like, I always recommend them Scalar. I always let them try Scalar. I think Scalar is genuinely such an amazing fucking plugin. And if I were to compare Scalar to MIDI Wizard, I would go Scalar every single fucking time, which is why I'm so upset that I bought MIDI Wizard, because I now have it sitting on my computer, and it's like, one, I spent money, and two, like, now I get fucking 20 million ads. I don't know. I'm just so over this fucking company. I think they're fucking trash. That's it. I'm over it. Please stop promoting this dog shit company. And if you do promote this dog shit company, know that they're gonna do that to you. What happened in the beginning of the video. And that guy's clip will live in my head rent fucking free, because it is probably the most embarrassing funny thing I've ever fucking seen in my life.
That is something I couldn't come up with, honestly. Like, that would be hard for me to come up with.
That's about it, guys. Peace out.